I've talked to thousands of freelancers over the years. And without a doubt, the number one question that freelancers ask me is, how do I get more clients? But that's not the right question to be asking to solve the problem that they're really trying to solve. When they ask that question, what they're saying is, I need to solve the problem of more income. And to solve that problem, the real question you need to be asking is, how do I keep the clients I've already got coming back for more again and again without feeling like a pushy salesperson? Today, I'm going to show you how to turn one-off projects into multi-year relationships without chasing down clients, without having to do a whole lot of convincing, and without the burnout. So let's get into it. Here's the short answer, if you're pressed for time. Don't just deliver a project. Solve an ongoing stream of problems, and then you become the first person your clients think of when the next problem emerges or when you point out the next problem. But here's where the art comes in and why I don't just stop the video with that answer. Where do those problems come from? What do they look like? How do you spot them? How do you present them to a customer? How do you frame them and pitch them in a way that gets an immediate yes? Let's break that down. Most freelancers spend 90% of their energy trying to find new clients, new leads, new outreach, new trust building, new pitches every time. But here's the truth. You don't build a business by constantly starting over. You build a business by stacking what works. I discovered this principle like a lot of you will, totally on accident. I did a good job for a client. We got along. They brought me in to solve another problem. Didn't think twice. It happened again with another client. I did a good job for them. They brought me in to solve another problem. Again, still didn't think of anything of it. I'd like to say that the third time it happened, I realized that this is a phenomenon I should probably try to replicate on my own. But it wasn't until another probably year or two that I took a step back and thought, it's really convenient when a customer who I already enjoy working with emails me out of the blue and offers to give me more money. I should pop the hood on that and see if I can't make it happen more often. And when I made that conscious observation and then decision and spent time studying what the differences between the projects where the clients came back for more and the projects where that didn't happen were, everything about my business changed. Income became more predictable because I knew that if I spent every project identifying the next project, I'd likely keep getting paid by that client. Not only did my business become more predictable, it became more sizable because I was compounding my revenue. Every new client meant years of income, not just, 3 weeks worth or whatever the length of that project was. When you start stacking up clients like that, the numbers get pretty serious pretty quickly. Hey, we're trying to do more of these, all right? And in order to do that, we need to be bigger. We need a bigger audience. So subscribe and then send this link to your freelance buddies, to your aunt that's always wanted to start a freelance business, to your friend with the 9-to-5 that could be doing better. And let's grow this page together, all right? So let's break it down. To land a client, what do you need? You need a problem to solve. You need to find someone with that problem. You need to market to them, build trust. You need to convert them, sell them, convert them from a lead into a client. You need onboarding, negotiation, contract, what have you. To land a past client, you just need a new problem to solve. That's it. Now, should you be going after both? Yeah, it's and not or. I'm not telling you to never replenish the well here, but don't you think you should be allocating the majority of your efforts to that latter client, the client that already trusts you, already knows you can get the thing done, and is just waiting for you to find a new problem to solve for them. Now, listen, I've lived that life, that early freelance hustle of try to find 100 leads, nurture, lose 50 of them, get 10 of them on the call, and maybe convert one. Before there were DMs to randomly slide into, I was going door to door. I was sending a shitload of emails, going to Chamber of Commerce meetings, handing out business cards, playing the numbers game. It wasn't that I couldn't get new clients. It was that was my business that had taken over the entirety of my business development efforts, generating leads. It felt like the business owned me, not the other way around. Every month, I had to go out and hunt for my food. And then the month after, I started back at zero and had to do the same thing again. There's no real growth there. And then finally, I realized every time I ignored a past client in favor of chasing a new one, I was ignoring actual money and momentum from my business. Let's talk about the psychology here, because this is where most people get stuck. Freelancers tell themselves, "Oh, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to bother my past clients. They already paid me. Anything more is going to be pushy." Or maybe it's just a good old fashioned aversion to the word no. Freelancers, it's like they already pitched once and got a yes. Why press their luck and counter that word no when they don't have to? But this, like so many emotional blocks in business, is easily overcome by putting yourself in the client's shoes. Imagine you're the client now. Imagine you just worked with someone who made you look awesome in front of your boss, or you're a business owner and you just worked with someone who really moved the needle for your business, who made you, who helped you make more money, who just saved you a shitload of time, who really optimized something in your business, who increased your reach by, 10 times what you ever thought was possible. And now that same person who did that for you shows up to your door with a new solution to an entirely different problem that you're trying to solve. Would your reaction be, not them again? When's this guy going to go away? Or would you let them in eagerly to hear what they have to say? Now, key to this whole thing is that V word, value. Note that in that little thought experiment, the freelancer showed back up with a solution to a new problem. They didn't show up with their hands empty, stretched out saying, "Hey, just checking in. Do you have anything new that I could work on for you?" Or "Hey, how you doing? Just checking in." Something like that. Emails that I've sent and emails that I'm sure you have, or at least freelancers have. You're different. You're saying, "Hey, here's something I noticed. Here's a solution I mapped out for you. Here's something that might work for you. Do you have 15 minutes to chat about it?" That's not annoying. That's strategic partnership. It's wild how many freelancers work so hard to earn someone's trust and then never cash in on it. So, hey, if you're still here, that means you really should subscribe and turn on notifications. If you knew what I knew about what content is coming, there would be no hesitations. Just 2 quick clicks. Subscribe, turn on notifications.